Troy, why don't we talk a little bit about your chapter, another one of the most well-known ones, the Blood Angels.
The Blood Angels. Yeah, you sent me this great, 4-page write-up on them, and I was just, enraptured by this story, because I'm going in knowing nothing, not even next to nothing, literally nothing, and it's really interesting. And you were telling me that this is one of the factions that you paint, right? The Blood Angels. Yeah,
they're the first. All Ultramarines come from the store as just blank space Ultramarines, and you could make up your own chapter if you want.
Oh, okay.
You can make up your own chapter if you want. You paint them whatever color you want. You get the decals you need. And I like the Blood Angels. Each army has their own set of rules in the tabletop game as well. So they have different abilities. They have different weapons from each thing. So I just like how the Blood Angels looked, and I like their story. And their story is that, like all Space Marines, have a seed of the genetic material of their founding Primarch. But what's different about the Blood Angels is they have their Primarch's last memory encoded into their mind. Talk about that, Troy. That's crazy.
Yeah, so they're descendants of the Primarch Sanguinius, and he was he killed by his son?
No.
No.
Go ahead, Skid.
The Horus Heresy. What is the Horus Heresy?
So there were 20 Primarchs. They were these sort of perfect, godlike warriors that the Emperor created. And they were scattered throughout the galaxy as sort of as babies, and the Emperor had to go find them. So Horus was the closest to Earth. He ended up closest to Earth, and he was the greatest of them all. And he, spoiler alert, ends up betraying the Emperor. He was warped by the forces of chaos and sort of corrupted by sorcery. And so he led his legions and other corrupted legions against the Emperor to try to take over the Empire. And Sanguinius dueled him on his ship and was able to put a little chink in his armor before Horus killed him.
Oh, I see. Okay, he's his brother, Primarch, Master Horus. He killed him. And so all these Blood Angels are imbued with this memory of that betrayal, and it kind of is always seething at the surface of everything they do, and they have to bury it. And in battle, sometimes they just can't, and it comes out in this thing called the Red Thirst, which I love the title of it, first of all, but it's just they lose their minds. But sometimes on the eve of battle, they get so fired up thinking about what's to come, they get lost in the last day of Sanguinius, and their mind never returns from it. Yeah, and they it's just sounds so crazy.
I hate it when that happens.
Troy, why don't you tell us about the character you're playing and some of the things that stand out to you on the character sheet, be they stats, be they gear, whatever you want to talk about.
I'm playing Brother Sephiran of the Blood Angels. I'm the Blood Angels. Deathwatch Devastator Marine. And I think this is the voice I will be role-playing with. If we get into social situations, social combat.
Can you imagine?
Warhammer is known for its social combat.
The Angel Sanguinius of perfect body and bewinged speaking like that. The gene seed that passed down almost physical perfection. The only drawback is that terrible voice. We saw the four of you, the brothers, the members of the Deathwatch, this newly formed kill team, enter Imperial Sword-class frigate Valiant. The four of you are kind of meeting for the first time, but maybe you're business-like, maybe you're not. As you enter the ramps, is there any words exchanged or anything like that as you see one another?
What a beautiful frigate! It is worthy of I, Brother Seraphim.
Wait. Is your name Brother Seraphim?
Sephiran. Brother Sephiran. It is a worthy vessel to carry I, Brother Seraphim. Brother Seraphim is calculating.
That's not your name.
Sephiran. We Blood Angels do not take wives. We are married to the Red Thirst. Married to the memory of the murder of our Primarch, Sanguinius.
Come on, man. They should have Troy rewrite this shit. Married to the memory of the murder of our Primarch. It's just pure gold in its drama.
Hopefully tonight the Black Rage will not take over and I join the eternal halls of the Death Company.
And then zoom out and no one's around. And he's just standing by himself in the cargo hold.
See you guys tomorrow.
They're learning right now in front of you. But they have pride. You see in front of them a different sense of pride. Maybe you remember feeling pride like this when you were selected to be a Space Marine as a person. That's what they feel like now, defending this chapel.
Okay. I relay all that information to my team. Young man, do you know who else felt pride? Primarch Sanguinius moments before his demise at the hands of Horus. This moment reminds me of the demise of my Primarch Sanguinius. Like all moments. Brother Iliash, your zeal in battle is commendable. However, you are in the way of my heavy bolter. It is a time like this that I'm reminded of the demise of my Primarch Sanguinius.
I fire my heavy bolter.
Oh! 43 under 48.
Oh, nice.
So that's one success, but now let me. I do 2d10 plus 10 damage. So how many points?
You were doing a single shot on that one?
No, that was fully automatic.
Okay, so only one of those hit, and that's 2d10 per hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's still one hit.
Yeah, unless you were... Oh, if you want to roll for the favor of the Emperor, you can attempt to. See if you get exploding dice, basically, and go over like Skid did.
All right. In that case, where it's a tearing weapon, I can roll 3d10 and drop the lowest. And I got a 10.
Nice. So roll again.
That's
See
righteous,
if you exceed...
Righteous
What
Fury.
is the total damage you've done so far?
15 plus 10, 25.
Okay, see if you can get this next die to get you over 30.
An 8, so 33.
Nice.
And because of my unrelenting devastation, I inflict 1 extra point of damage to a horde's magnitude for every hit.
Oh my!
So that
For each hit.
Yeah, so those were 2 hits, right?
Yeah.
That becomes 4 hits. So that would reduce the horde's magnitude by 4 because of my unrelenting devastation.
Unrelenting devastation.
Look at the horde fall, not unlike my Primarch Sanguinius on that fateful day. Brother Seraphim got a 12.
Whoa! Holy shit, dude.
He does not like the cut of Pat's jib. Brother Sephirin is just shaking his gun, and he looks at the devastation his brothers are raining down on the horde and on the now deceased Pat. And he says, clearly the memory of my annihilation of that former orc horde has inspired my Deathwatch brothers in arms. Not unlike the memory of the murder of my Primarch Sanguinius, which inspires me to rage every second of every living day. And then he, seeing that it's just a orc horde
Every
left,
second of every living day. I like it.
So exhausting. That sounds exhausting.